Good morning, liveweatherblogs.com meteorologist Bob Acanfrio with today's tropical update for Friday, September 10th, 2010. First off, we have tropical depression now, Igor. As I stated yesterday, this system would most likely weaken to a depression, and it did. Looks like it's about on its way to becoming a tropical storm again. If not, it probably is already. I'll show you that on the satellite view in a second here. But anyway, this was as of 5 a.m. Moving west at 13, so it's finally on its way. As that subtropical ridge builds stronger to its north, this will start pushing it on a nice steady pace to the west or west-northwest over the weekend. Maximum winds at 35, 16.0 north, 29.3 west. Here's the official forecast tracked by the National Hurricane Center. And through the weekend, we'll have basically a west movement, maybe a little north of west, but pretty much west movement over the weekend. And then the official forecast by the National Hurricane Center does bring this to a hurricane maybe by late this weekend, probably Sunday, more like Monday. Little delay on the strengthening right now since it's kind of taken an extra day to really get going. But right in this area, this could become a pretty powerful and large hurricane. And then by the middle of next week, this is when we'll have to see if that turn develops up to the northwest and then north. So a long way off yet. You can see this is Wednesday and it's not even near the islands or anything. My belief is still that this will go north of the Leeward Islands and Puerto Rico. But again, you see we have a long time to watch this system. And again, the satellite first visible shot this morning, and you could see this, the low-level center is right about in here. And you can see it's starting to get tucked under the heavier convection. And just by looking at this satellite, this has to be a tropical storm again by now. So again, slow but steady strengthening over through the weekend. And then by the end of the weekend, maybe by Sunday, possibly by Monday, we should have Hurricane Igor. And I'll show you the shear right now. And here's that shear map. So we had that easterly shear, but now it's starting to break away from that. And you can see low shear ahead of it, warm waters, everything ready for this thing to slowly strengthen through the weekend. So this will be on its move to a stronger system. And then looking at the wind analysis here, and you can see we have this is that subtropical ridge to its north. So this will bring it off to the west-northwest. And at a fairly steady pace through the weekend. And then we have a ridge here, a trough here that we're watching, and then there's another trough back here. And this has been a pretty permanent feature along the East Coast. So, well, as it gets into this area here, this is when we should start seeing that turn. And then it's going to be either Bermuda, will it move towards Bermuda? Will it be west of Bermuda, east of Bermuda? We're going to have to watch that, but I think it's going to come into somewhere in this area here. If it could move a little farther west, then we might have a little more of an Earl track, a little farther east, Danielle, but it's going to be in that area where it's going to be moving. So we'll have to watch these troughs as they move off the East Coast, and of course we'll see that timing factor. And then here's the models, and you can see everybody pretty bunched up. We did notice, remember I told you that the next 24 to 48 hours, depending on that track, Igor did take a little bit of a more westward track the last 24 hours, so that kind of shifted these a little south. And so the models have moved a little closer to the northern leewards, but still long way to the north where it wouldn't affect you guys. And then here's that turn again. A few of the models trying to bring it a little farther west, but the consensus is still kind of east of Bermuda. And again, if anything, this could come a little farther west. So again, turn right in this area somewhere here. Again, effects for the East Coast right now, I think pretty minimal right now, looking at the pattern. So, but again, we'll have to watch this, but I still believe we're going to see a turn somewhere in here with Igor. GFDL, again, bringing it to a hurricane, again, by about that Sunday, Monday time frame. And just like the GFDL always does, kind of turning it a little quicker than the rest of the models. And again, I think this turns a little too quick. Canadian model, just wanted to show you this guy. This is valid for Tuesday night, Wednesday time frame, and you can see right here about 6 days out. So here's Earl starting to make his move. Here could be Julia or Carl, and this guy right here. This is actually what I'm going to show you in a minute. Our latest invest down here that I was talking about yesterday actually moves it kind of north like this, which I don't know if that's too probable. I'm thinking this invest is going to go more west. I'll show you that in a minute, but just showing you all the systems right in here. GFS, again, valid for about Thursday night, Friday time frame, about a week away. So here's Carl. Here's Igor right here starting to make that turn. Here could be Julia right back here to its east. Really nothing though showing up for that invest. So GFS not really too excited about invest 92L. And then here's the GFS making that turn, and here's Bermuda right here. So, and if we look at this, here's that next trough moving off the east coast. So again, it'll be a timing thing, but Igor will eventually turn, and I still think it's going to be somewhere around Bermuda. And then here's what could be left of Julia to the east of Igor, and then of course a couple more systems moving off the African coast as this peak of the season has really started here, and we're going to be seeing, I think, a lot of activity through the rest of the month. Then comparing it to the Euro model, again, this is for Thursday evening. Here is Euro model a little slower than the GFS. Here's Igor, possible Julia or Carl, and then it does develop our Invest 92L, pushes it west, and here we go near the Yucatan Peninsula as a possible strong tropical storm hurricane right in here, more likely a hurricane. And then again, comparing it to the GFS, this is for Saturday night, Sunday of next weekend. Again, we have Carl or Julia in the Bay of Campeche, and here we go, as you can see, Igor starting to make its move off to the north. And then here's Julia. Now Julia, it lays Julia back farther than the GFS does. The GFS kind of quickly moves it this way. It kind of lays it back a little bit. So again, those are the little model differences, but you can see they both kind of get Igor moving up to the northwest and then the north, and again near Bermuda. So still thinking that's where this one's going to go eventually, but we'll have to see timing factors. Well, that's my my initial movement there. Okay, now let's look at our Invest 92L, and this was the one I was talking about that would form into an invest yesterday, and it did. And not much going on with it yesterday, but now you see in this morning some thunderstorms trying to consolidate around here. It looks a little better organized this morning. Starting to see a little turning to the clouds here. This is kind of in that no man's land here. Systems do not develop down here near South America. But as this moves farther off to the west, that's when it'll start to develop. So this is going to be one of those give it time kind of features. I still believe this is going to develop down the road. It has all the makings of a system that's going to develop in the Caribbean. But give it time. We'll give it time through the weekend. Probably won't see anything until early next week. But watch the weekend as this develops. And I'll show you the models. The models right now, and shear again looks good. Once it gets away from South America, shear's looking really good here for development in the Caribbean. So we got to watch this one carefully. And then let's looking at the models here, and you can see they're kind of split right now. I showed you the Canadian model taking it up this way. Some of the models have it going more northwest, and most of them have it this west-northwest. I'm into this west-northwest track. I highly doubt this trough is not that strong to really move it up this way. I think we're going to see more of a track just like this. And this has got to be very careful. I mean, sea surface temperatures are warm. Heat content is warm. So if we could get something into this area, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, this area really has to watch this system carefully during the week, and this would be towards the middle of next week. So again, this will be something to watch for. Just again, over the weekend, we're just going to watch it. It's going to kind of be a slow developer, but I think this should start cranking up in this area by the early part of next week, middle of next week. And again, the bigger picture here, just to show you, here's Invest 92L. Here is Igor. And we're going to also be watching a new system coming off the coast. That could be Julia or maybe Carl, just depending on who gets that next storm first. Will it be our Invest 92L or will it be the system off the African coast here? And you can see pretty strong trough off the east coast, and this is what we're seeing, that pattern. And that's why Igor's really going to have a hard time making it all the way to the east coast. Well, that's it for today. I will have another tropical update for you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good day and stay tuned to liveweatherblogs.com for all your latest weather information.